Man, you got your Thanksgiving, then you got your Black Friday, and now it's Brown Saturday, brother. It's a couple months on from the release of Edge of Eternities. It's the time of the hyena. Now is the time we look at cheap reprints and cheap commander cards. I wait all year for the time of the hyena, but thankfully it's hyena time all year round here at Better Commander. So subscribe to the channel, buddy. You know you want to. It's a great time here. We have a wonderful Discord, Patreon, and memberships here on YouTube. Thank you so much for all the supporters. I love you dudes. All right, let's get straight into this. Hop on the reprint train. I don't have time to mess around, man. I headline this little collection at $1.19 is Corvold, the Fey Curse King. 2 black, red, and green. Legendary creature, Dragon Noble. It's a 4/4, has flying. Whenever Corvold enters or attacks, sacrifice another permanent. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Corvold and draw a card. If you don't hate this guy, you've never faced this guy. I had a Corvold deck, drew so much hate I got indicted, dude. Almost got deported, and I definitely got molested. It's so bonkers, but it's powerful. It's great in the 99 of any deck that has aristocrat, that Jund aristocrat theme. I don't even think it's an official game changer, but it certainly changes the game when he's out there. Also in this set, you have 5 shock lands, honest to God shock lands for you commander bros that are like $6 to $8, which is a lot of money, but it's pretty decent for lands of that caliber. Remember, these are searchable by cards that search for specific land types. That breeding pool is a forest island, my dude. Never forget that. Now, normally, in my experience, these go for a little more money, so that $6 to $8 price tag is not bad. One of my favorite artifact win conditions, got a nice little reprint here. I love this card, the Cyber Drive Awakener, $4, 5 and a blue. For an artifact creature construct, it's a 4/4, has flying. Other artifact creatures you control have flying, which is rad. When this creature enters until end of turn, each non-creature artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 4/4. So this is just a blip blopper in an artifact deck where you're making treasures, clues, foods. This could end the game, man. It's so good. Plus he's got that cool pose, getting a little weird out there. I like that. And of course you have the Oracle out here, the Oracle of Mul Daya with the good art, dude. Look at that thick elf. 3 and a green for a creature elf shaman. It's a 2/2. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Phenomenal. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play lands from the top of your library. That's value, brother. Look at that thickness out there. Handling that spear, buddy. That's scandalous. Card is obviously good and is about $3. Coming in at $3 for this guy, we got Tekutal. This guy's the Inquiry Dominus, man. Maybe it's Tekuthal. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I don't care, brother. 2 blue for a legendary creature, Phyrexian Horror. It's a 3/5, flying. If you would proliferate twice instead. It has 1 and 2 blue Phyrexian hybrid mana. Remove 3 counters from among other artifact creatures and or planeswalkers you control. Put an indestructible counter on Tekuthal. That Phyrexian mana can be paid with either blue or 2 life. Don't forget that. Scary looking dude. Looks like he's playing with some dolls in the art, man. I don't know what the heck is going on here. This is a dope card for you proliferate decks. Great buy, man. And we got a nice looking little reprint of a staple here. It's the Phyrexian Metamorph. 3 and a blue Phyrexian for an artifact creature, Phyrexian Shapeshifter. It's a 0/0. You may have this creature enter as a copy of any artifact or creature on the battlefield, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. The utility on this guy is off the chain, man. It's a staple, been around forever. $3 is, kind of standard for this card right now. It gets reprinted fairly often, but there are so many decks that need a Metamorph, man. This guy, I can't believe he's a furry. No, wait, it's a Fury of Akum, and that's Moraug. 4 red. For a legendary creature, Minotaur Warrior, it's a 6/6. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it attacked this turn. Has landfall whenever a land you control enters. If it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control. Love this card. Love it even more at $2.50. It's bordering on bulk price, and it's a banger in your aggro strategies and landfall madness decks out there, man. I love this card. Not madness, but just landfall madness. Magic's going to evolve to the point where every single word I say is going to be an evergreen mechanic. What does this card have in common with all my ex-girlfriends? It's the crazy eyes. Braids, Arisen Nightmare, 1 black, legendary creature Nightmare, it's a 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent of their choice that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Most often, this is going to be a creature. Most decks are not built to take advantage of sacrifice like the decks you run this in, so most folks are just going to let you draw the cards. Braids is about $2 right now. It's a real engine of value, a circus of value, you might say. Unbelievable. Coming in at $1. This classic, classy lassie, we got Jhoira, the Weatherlight Captain, 2 blue and a red. For a legendary creature, human artificer, it's a 3/3. Whenever you cast a historic spell, draw a card. Artifacts, legendary sagas. As she took the wheel of the Weatherlight for the first time in a millennium, Jhoira knew she'd been right to restore the ship. Anything was possible now, even that she would date Nikki G. I mean, $1, man. Cast an artifact, draw a card. What more do you want from me, dude? I'm over here scouring the barren wasteland at TCG Player for the hyena bites, and here it is. A damn $1 for this beautiful card. Now, this card is kind of niche, but it was a couple like $3.50 before, man. Aftermath Analyst for a 1 and a green, creature elf detective. It's a 1/3. When it enters, mill 3 cards. 3 and a green, sacrifice this creature, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So it feeds the yard, reclaims all those discarded lands, and fetch lands for your big setup of mana bananas, and you're good to go, dude. I actually really like this card in self-milled decks because a lot of these decks have no plan for the lands. Now, weirdly, the only other version of this card is $12. The Darksteel Reactor. 4 generic mana artifact is indestructible. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a charge counter on this artifact, and when it has 20 or more charge counters on it, you win the game. That's like a state-based effect, man. You win the game. Speaking of proliferate decks, this was a weird win con and an old Pharrell of the whole clay jank fest that I had back in the early days of Commander. I had won exactly, I built this deck, I won 1 game with it, and I retired it. You know, now it's lost to the sands of time, but it had a 100% win rate, which is pretty wild. It's like under $1 for that Darksteel Reactor. That's crazy. Now this guy gets huge. The Kappa Cannoneer, 5 and a blue for an artifact creature, turtle warrior, not a ninja turtle. It's a 4/4, has improvise, also has ward 4. Whenever this creature or another artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, can't be blocked this turn. It's just a beefy turtle, and it's cheap, man, 37 cents. This thing, I've lost a couple games to this guy where he's just banging in for 10 damage. Alright, this is your Dirty Dozen right here, man. This is another one that used to be pricier. It can be a little combo machine. You got the Crystalline Crawler. 4 generic mana, artifact, creature, construct. It's a 1/1, but it has Converge. Enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. Remove a +1/+1 counter from this creature. Add 1 mana of any color. Fixes your colors. You also have tap to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then you can remove it right away. This was a Commander 2016 original, and then it was in the anthology. At that point, it was very pricey, but it's bulk right now, man. This card is great in a +1/+1 counters deck, a deck where you're proliferating, as we talked about above. Again, this card is pretty rad, man, and it can be free real estate in a big mana burst. Now, as a bonus here, I'm also going to mention a couple of the filter lands. These are all mirror pennies. That's what I call them anyway, man. I'm going to flash them up here. These are from the original Lorwyn set. Incredible cards. Listen, man, it's never a dead card. These are great for Commander, especially in 2-color decks. Once you have one of your colors, you got both of your colors in any combination that you need. If it's literally your only land in a 2-color deck, you can still make colorless. And if it's literally your only land, I question your decision to keep that hand, man. You seem like maybe you're a fool of a toque, all right? And that's your episode of Hyena Bites for the day. Listen, hopefully you saw a card here that you enjoyed, and if you did, subscribe to the channel, brother. As I said before, we also have that Patreon. We got YouTube memberships. It's $2. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I've been going on, it's been, I think, like 4 years at this point, man. Going strong, dude. We're making it happen. Nikki G's here at Better Commander. I'm still going to make these videos. I'm trying to go back to school, man. I want to get a couple more degrees or something, dude. I got 2 degrees already. It's not enough. In this economy, dude, you got to have 5, 6, 7 degrees, man. It's just the way it is. You got to have 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon to make things happen. Anyways, man, I miss you guys. I love you guys. And I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Now get in the gym, dude. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.